This is Brianna, and this is my life on paper. I am back for day 21 with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, her series, The Best of 30 Days of Sketches. Day 21, the sketches by Par Victor, and I have the background page. It's a Vicky Boutin paper pad page. You'll notice on the sketch that there is some mixed media. This is more like, to me anyway, it's like a lot of mixed media. You could look at it reverse way and it's a red paper with a little bit of mixed media, but I have a plan to closer follow the sketch. And actually, I think pretty much I've been really following sketches, so I don't know if you think I've been going pretty simple or what you think. I know there's a lot of, you can follow Christy's playlist and there's a lot of different variations, and some people are doing amazing things. Everyone's doing amazing things. So instead of the circle cut file that they used, I brought out a viewfinder that I had made on my Cricut. So that's my background piece. I have a photo that I am going to cover some faces on of a weekend my husband and I had with some friends. So I'm going to use that. I also created a title on my Cricut, and I used for the first time the offset function, because I only ever use my Cricut either on my iPad or my phone, and that wasn't an option. This is the best, and because I've never used it before, what I found out is you can make it as big, the outline part, right, the background, as big or as little as you want. I have before backed things, and I'll talk a little bit more about this one. Well, actually, I'll talk about it now. So I have this lovely, lovely title. Oh, and the other thing, I was looking at Friends Forever, and I thought, well, one, that sounds like you're in grade school, but two, it sounds like it's something you're hoping for. When I found the Forever Friends, tell me if you disagree. It was more like, we've been friends forever, and I really like that. So maybe it doesn't make any difference, but to me it did. So then I took my Cricut and I made these bigger cameras. I was looking for ones that were more held together for the big shapes. And for these particular ones, they weren't, this one, it's not held together, and it wasn't any backing. So I did just glue it onto my black paper and cut it out, which is totally fine. In the past, I have done more of I think it's called, you take contour and then you make a dark outline to back it. And it probably wouldn't have the outline necessarily, but it would give you the black in all the little places. And this one, I just backed it with a little bit of black. So I'll use those about there. For the mixed media part, I don't know if it's cheating, but using this back paper, but even with all these things going on, it felt like I was missing something in the background. So I'm either going to take this Catherine Pooler Twilight or the Catherine Pooler Midnight, or maybe both, and then take a stencil. And I didn't know what I mean, I have several. I don't use them a lot, and so I was very glad to pull this out. I like the randomness of it. I didn't want anything since there's a lot going on here already, I didn't want anything too intricate, I guess, so I went with these polka dots. Which also brings up the reason why I brought out the stencil is because I am part of a Facebook group called Bash Your Scrapbook Stash, and we're playing along, trying to get a bingo. And so I found the stencil one. We have to finish it by the end of the month to be eligible for prizes. So I'm going to do the stencil one. So that's what made me go to this, and I'm going to do that. I also have a bunch of little camera cut files. I had won a contest with Christy. Well, it was more of a giveaway type thing, draw your name, and it was for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I've got this cut file of all these little cameras, and I hadn't used it yet, so this was my opportunity to use it. As with everything else Cricut, if they were bigger, they'd probably cut out nicer, but all of them, I think, except for one, I did not have a problem with. Some cut out better than others, and then the fun part was kind of piecing them together. Same thing with this, where I had to glue them onto the gray background and then cut them out, which was not a big deal, obviously, whatsoever. And I was just going to sprinkle these around. I like the bigger ones. I don't know, I'm kind of funny, but I like the bigger ones over here with the bigger cameras, but I didn't want anything with a heart since we have those two big hearts. So the heart goes over here somewhere. We can sprinkle these all around. When we come back, they will probably be in a totally different spot. And then these are the leftover circles from cutting these out. So if I need, after using the stencil, if I need a little bit more to the background, I have those available to use as well. So I will pause and then I will be back with my finished layout. Welcome back. Here's the completed page. I'm pretty happy with it. I did sprinkle the cameras around, and they might be a little different from before. I again covered the faces. I'm gonna keep those covered. So I did go with the Twilight. The Twilight looked dark enough on the red. And I was glad I hadn't used the Midnight, the black one. So I used this, just randomly putting them around, and then as things happen, you get a little bit on the bottom of your, you get a little bit on the bottom of your stencil, and it ends up there. So then I just inked it more and I went all the way, around, and that turned out much better than had I just done the dots. So I'm very happy with that. This is one of those brushes I just got on Amazon. So I've got many of those. And I did want to talk about my favorite scissors. It's just a game changer when it comes to fussy cutting. And I know people have different preferences for different scissors, but this one is serrated, and it's a joy to do any kind of cutting. So I cut all the cameras, the backgrounds out with the scissors, and I just love it. So straightforward. Here's the layout. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you have been my subscriber, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, I would like it if you would think about subscribing. Look below for the links. In my favorites links, I have the scissors as well as the Cricut. I will also put links to the brushes and the inks. And then also down below will be the links to Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life in her Facebook group, as well as the playlist where you can look for all, so far, 21 days of sketches, and see how all these talented people put their layouts together. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Otherwise, I will be back for day 22, and have a great day.